There's been a bunch of times this year where you guys have gotten good traffic and really just haven't been able to cash in. Left 13 runners on today. Did you see any difference, aside from the results, in the at-bats in those spots versus the rest of the game?
I saw just misses. Saw a bunch of guys taking aggressive passes and just missing pitches. Obviously, there was a whole ton of times we could have hopped back in front. That was a huge swing from AJ to do that for us off the bench. That's impressive. We just didn't bring guys home today.
Assuming, based on the fact that we didn't see him, that Lindor was completely shut down today?
He was tempting. He had the day entirely.
With Kodai, obviously a step forward in terms of overall results, but that one particular at bat with Schwarber, starting off with only the fork balls, are you okay with him going fastball there, and just does the execution need to be better out of the zone?
Yeah, I think you get to 1-2 on one of the best hitters on the planet. You want to locate better. He certainly would want to locate better. I don't want to take anything away from his outing. Like, he came out of the bullpen. He gave 5 really strong innings. He threw some really nice fork balls to Schwarber there. Any person who gives up a home run on a pitch is going to want that pitch back, want to locate it better, want to go to a different pitch. That's the nature of baseball. I think he was really good today.
What overall was most encouraging about that outing from him?
There was aggression and everything. I thought he used his forkball more. I'm not looking at percentages right now. That is an elite weapon, and you saw really good hitters take bad swings at it. It has always been an elite weapon. It's nice to see him use it in pivotal situations. Encourage him to continue to do it. And fastball had life too. He's got good stuff. It was, depending on what our bullpen construction was going to be, we're going to use him short or long. We were pretty much forced into the long category today by who was available.
Max.
Andy, to go back to you saying aggressive passes, in the 8th with the bases loaded, Kerkering had just thrown 9 balls in a row. Are you still okay with being aggressive and swinging, or would you rather those guys work the count a little more?
There were certain situations where he had takes on in the game today. It's not every situation. There's times where you want aggression on pitches that you should be able to hit and handle. So different points in time of the game state today, there were takes on for guys, and then at different points in time they were turned loose. We weren't able to get it just right today.
Mark.
You mentioned the guys you did have available. So were you trying to stay away from Brazoban, Williams, and Weaver?
They were all down today.
Very good. Brian.
With Senga, what role do you see going forward from? I know you talked a little bit before the game, but when you see something as encouraging today, except for the one pitch there, are you tempted to put him back in the rotation?
We'll cross that bridge when we get there. He, right now, threw a starter's workload today. He obviously came out of the pen to do that, so he's going to need some level of starter's rest to be ready to go back and pitch again. So sometimes that dictates what the role ultimately is in the short term, and then the team needs as well. I think you saw when he came in to face the top of the order, the intrigue with like a leverage reliever as well. That first inning was 97 and 99 with a real forkball and handled 3 of the best hitters in the game.
Andrew.
Just along those same lines with Tobias, it seemed like you stretched him out a little bit more. Could you talk about just what that was like, just the process or the thinking in doing that?
Yeah, we were in a position where we had to stretch guys today. There was a limited number of guys available today. I thought he filled up the strike zone. He got ahead of everybody. He had deep counts, and then when it got to the put-away counts, he wasn't getting his pitches where I'm sure he would like to get them. Getting the split beneath the zone for Chase a little bit more. I think you got to be really pleased with the strikes thrown, the ability to get ahead and attack first, continue to encourage him to do that, and then him finding put away a little bit more consistently and a little bit quicker. I think you could have seen a situation where he would have been able to go longer if he could have gotten to that pitch.
You see him potentially in maybe a starting role moving forward?
I think we have some potential in multiple guys in that capacity. He's doing kind of a little bit of a swingman role for us right now. the game at this point necessitates how we use guys. We're in an interesting situation where a doubleheader without an off day around it really does impact bullpen and really does shorten and force you to go into certain directions because of that. So we've kind of cleared that hurdle now. We're getting distance from that and kind of back to our normal rotation guys. So that was kind of a function of that doubleheader still.
Kodai, just overall, what did you feel like you did better than you had the last couple outings?
全体的に今日、以前の登板に比べて何が良かったですか？
まあ反省点をしっかり生かせたことがまず一番かなと思います。
I think the big part is that I was able to grow on those outings, that I was able to do, learn from those outings.
How specifically? What did you do to learn and grow? In what areas?
具体的には。
まあどうしてもストライクが入らないと入れに行く、そのゾーンをすごい見てた。ゾーンをすごいめがけて投げていたっていうところをやめて、もうキャッチャーの見ただけ。だけかな。
Yeah, when I fell behind the last few outings, I felt like I really had to throw a strike, and was really focused on that, or hyper focused on that. But today I just looked at the catcher's mitt and tried to throw it there.
On that home run to Schwarber, you had started off the at-bat exclusively fork ball. Why in that moment did you decide to throw the fastball, and where were you attempting to locate it on that pitch?
シュワバーの、打席ずっとフォークで最後まっすぐを投げた理由と、なんであのタイミングでまっすぐだったのかっていうのと、コースはどこに投げたかったですか？
まずカウントが有利だったからアヘッドしてる状態であれを投げたところが、今日の試合、惜しかったところかなというところが一番もっと広く考えればよかった。そのロケーション的には、あそこじゃなくて、もう少し高く投げてボールでもよかったところがもったいないなと思います。
Yeah, given that point in the game where we were in the count, we were ahead, didn't have to be a fastball. Hindsight's 2020. Didn't have to be a fastball there. If I was going to go fastball because we were ahead, preferably it would have been a little bit higher. It didn't have to be a strike given the count too, so there's a lot to think about now that we're out of the game.
What do you think made that fork ball a little bit more sharp today for you?
今日のフォークは少しキレが以前よりキレが良かったように見えたんですけど、それの要因は
やっぱり前回キレもそうだし、そのベース面通らなかったで制御できなかった分自分で、少しはベースのところに通せたっていうところが大きいかなと、それが一番かな。
I think the big point is rather than the shape or how sharp it was over the plate, and that plays.
What is your comfort level pitching out of the bullpen?
中継ぎとしてブルペンから投げる、ところに対しての心地よさというか、投げれる状態であるかと。
そのベンチワークとして、自分は、そういうのに慣れてないからこそゆっくり時間をもらいましたし、普段通り入れたんじゃないかなと思います。
Yeah, they gave me plenty of time to warm up because haven't done this very often, so I got plenty of time and I was prepared.
You've been willing to do whatever the team has asked, whatever role, but how much of you would like to be back in the rotation at this point?
チームが求めるなら何でもするよというようなふうに伺ってますけど、ローテーションに戻りたいという気持ちはいかがですか？
前回のようなストライクボールがはっきりして、入らない状態だったらもちろん戻れないし、そうじゃなくてしっかり勝負しきる状態だったらまた戻れると思っているので、本当に自分自身の問題かなと思っている。
I think it's just up to me if I can compete and be in the zone, unlike my previous outing where strikes were strikes and balls were clearly balls. That's not going to play. Then I don't deserve a spot in the rotation. But on the flip side, if I am able to compete, I do feel like I can throw in the rotation.
AJ, in that spot, first of all, how do you go into the game preparing for that, being ready to come into that moment and do what you did?
Yeah, everybody in the lineup card has a role to play that day, whether you're in the starting nine or you're on the bench, and just staying prepared, staying into the game, full 9 innings.
The second pitch, aggressive swinging, have you felt like as you've gotten more and more comfortable up here, you've been able to pick your spots a little bit more when you wanted to kind of fire a little earlier maybe?
I just feel like when I'm at my best, my at bats end with one or two swings, and I've been feeling more like myself recently.
Had you ever pinched hit much? I don't imagine so, right?
No, not a whole lot.
Right. Does that make that situation that much tougher? Like I said, you prepared for it, but
You just treat it like any other at bat, and you're getting prepared during the game for it a little bit too, so it's not too crazy.
What type of preparation are you doing? How much communication? How aware are you of who you may be facing and when?
Yeah, the communication for it's great, and I have a good idea about when I'm gonna go and pinch hit, or if I'm not, pretty much all the time. But yeah, just keep my body warm throughout the game.
How tough was a loss like this when you guys battle back from 3 down, take the lead, and then to lose it in the last few innings?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, that's just baseball. I mean, it's hard, but yeah. I mean, you just gotta show up tomorrow. I mean, we got 3 more in Toronto.